We are now in the last phase of our day, and we have some awards and recognitions to give out. And Rosalia will start with the first.
Okay. It is my pleasure today that we had reunited for reconnections, to consider the possibilities of existing together as one and moving along, with aperture in our minds and connections in our hearts, so that we may allow the diversity be part of our daily lives, and also, the inclusion of everyone in our everyday experiences, and above all, the foundation, which is equity and the ability that each of us has to exercise our voices, to be present, and to renounce and denounce erasure, cultural erasure, physical erasure, gender, sexual erasure, race, class, etc., and the isms that prevail that are so nasty and that become such obstacles in our growths and our development as human beings. So it is, for me, not only a very important aspect of this conference, but it is something that is shared with the community, because I want us to recognize the labor, the work, the dedication, and the tenacity of heart and mind of one of our most supportive and just strong person in the existence of X and in the struggle and resistance to be absorbed by other fields such as history. And this is for Mexican American Studies, which has been around for half of a century as a discipline, an academic discipline. And we have a mentor, we have a colleague, we have a friend, who just stands for making sure that the production of intellectuals and activists continues, to fulfill the future needs of our humanity in terms of becoming better individuals and present individuals in every aspects of economic journeys that we may take, educational, health-related, et cetera. And this person is not only a dedicated administrator, but is also an excellent human being, a wonderful feminista, a guerrilla person, and an individual who does not take no also. One of those. Remember I mentioned one already, right? And again, without her, our journey would have been even more difficult and painful. But through her constant embracing of our pain and our necessity, to consult with, and from her experience, she had made better individuals of Francisca and of myself in every day and in every turn of the page that we can think about. So the ethnic, gender, Transborder, and Sociology department at Pima Community College is very honored to provide Dr. Ana Ochoa O'Leary the most important award of the year. And she now has become part of the Sawara group. Ana. And it states for your leadership, support, and love for the X Department and PCC students, X Summit, April 26, 2019. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, but picture?
Okay, un aplauso, un aplauso, mexica chicana. Okay, yes.
Okay.
¿Sí? ¿Saben cómo? ¿No?
Start slow.
Slow,
Slow.
slow. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Hay que reconocer a nuestra comunidad con mucho amor. Ok, porque la base de la sabiduría y la base de las conexiones científicas, incluyendo, es el amor. Ok, gracias.
Could you say a few words, Ana, please?
Okay. This comes at the end of a crazy month at the university in crisis. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people who don't like me right now, so. But I feel the warmth here, and I feel the warmth from many others, people that I respect, and hope that the crisis at the university will somehow unfold in ways that will benefit our students. I've worked with Francisca and Rosalia for several years now, many years. They were the first to come see me when I first became head. And the pen wasn't even, the ink wasn't even dry on that signed contract when they were like, I opened the door, there they were. They wanted to know how soon we could get together to work on transferring courses from Pima Community College, something that had not taken place. So we started working on that. And among not only that, there was other things. So I think we have rebuilt and strengthened those relationships, and working with Pima Community College on the Ethics Studies Summits. We've been part of this. MAS at the university has been part of this. And I have to say, I've been to all of them, and every time I'm here, I say, this is really an excellent summit. But I have to say that today was like extra special. I mean, I'm just like, wow. And I know it's with the hard work of Francisca and her staff and all the volunteers, the students that make it happen, the support of her supervisors that make this a wonderful event. I'm just in awe all the time when I come. And today I was like especially in awe. I shed a few tears with the poetry. I felt my soul lifted with the music. That doesn't happen all the time, especially after this last month. So I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. It reinvigorates my determination to make education for students the best it can be, and to continue to struggle for Mexican American studies, which is always, always, always under the scrutiny of those who would see us erased and vanished from this place. But again, we were, they thought they could bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. Philosophy. So anytime something like this happens, it just makes us stronger. So, oh, okay. I'm the Department of Mexican American Studies at the University of Arizona. So, okay. So thank you very much for this award, and thank you all of you for being here this afternoon at this 4:30 on a Friday. It shows the commitment from everybody, and thank you very much. This will keep us alive. I hope to see students that are out there. Please come to the university. Please join our department. We're at the center of the immigration controversy, our work in Mexican American Studies. We are one of the first to start studying immigration when nobody cared about immigration. Now everybody's on the immigration bandwagon, right? But we've been studying that, deaths on the desert, immigrant women, the destitute conditions from whence they come that brings them to this country. So, this is where we're at, and this is why we're oftentimes criticized because of our approach to understanding the migrant crisis that we continue to experience. It doesn't go away. and probably will not go away for a long time to come. So again, thank you very much, and thank you for this great event.
And one more thing, thank you very much.
Yes, and Ceci Lewis, our second PhD, all right, from our department. We're only one of 3 or 4 programs in the nation that have a PhD in Mexican American Studies or Chicano Studies. So, yeah, this is where it's at. Yes.
Before universities come and wear them, we have them here. So that I can.
All right, so while we're transitioning to our last portions of the day, congratulations, Dr. O'Leary. It's such an honor working with you. So yes, please come join us in Mexican American Studies at the U of A. So really quick, we have a run going on tomorrow. It's creating empowerment, resistance, and healing spaces for immigrant and indigenous women. Tomorrow morning at 6:30, and then we're also going to have a workshop at the Global Justice Center from 1:30 to 4:30. Thank you, Connie, and Connie is also a graduate student at U of A Mexican American Studies.
Okay, so we are at 4:27. We're probably going to run over about 5 or 10 minutes with the awards that we have to give out, so we really appreciate your staying for that in order to acknowledge our students. As you may or may not know, we had a scholarship contest in association with the summit today called the Roots Scholarship, in keeping with the theme of Maya Mai's Roots. And we had 3 categories: visual arts, essay, creative writing, in which the theme had to do with roots and heritage. I want to thank Brooke Anderson for giving us the idea, because she fought for these scholarships in association with the Speaking Out event that she did earlier, that beautiful event that you did. And we piggybacked and said, hey, we want to do that too. So we did. And it's wonderful to be able to offer these scholarships to so many. We have so many talented students. So Dr. David Doré is back, and he's here to announce the Student Scholarship Awards.
Thank you so much, Francisca. So it is a wonderful privilege to be able to now announce the winners of the Spring 2019 Ethnic Gender Transborder Studies Roots Scholarships. So we're going to start with creative writing. And for creative writing, the winner of the 3rd place receives a 6-credit scholarship for the 2019-2020 academic year, 6 units. And that is Miguel Valdenegro. Is Miguel here? Come on up, Miguel. Are you going to shake hands? Okay. Congratulations, Miguel. Are you gonna take him and speak? Okay. We're gonna get a picture. Oh, okay. Oh, we don't want to get in the light. Just a little. I'm supposed to get out of the light. I think you'd want to be in the light. Thank you, Miguel. Congratulations. And the next winner of the creative writing for second place, and second place receives a 12-credit scholarship for the 2019-2020 academic year. And our winner is Alexander Gimse. Is Alexander here? Alexander is not here, but Alexander will be able to pick up his award. Congratulations. And now we have our first place winner. And our first place winner, this is very, very impressive. Our first place winner receives a 30-credit scholarship. That'll get you classes for the entire year, for 2 semesters. And the winner of the first place for creative writing, and she's going to share, if she's here, I hope she's here, she's going to share an excerpt with us, is Lisa Montoya. Is Lisi here? There she is, Lisi. I think you got it. Let's get a picture and then you can share your...
Hello, it is a pleasure to be here today. I'm very honored to have received this award. I'm going to be reading a small excerpt from the piece that I wrote. I hope you guys like it. The dust danced across the railroad tracks as a light breeze blew under the hot summer sun. It was 1978 in Navojoa, Sonora, otherwise known as La Perla del Mayo. School had just let out for the day, and 10-year-old Ari waited patiently by the main gate for her older brother, Alberto, to emerge from the crowd of screaming kids, anxious to go play in the local plaza. It was Monday afternoon, the day that El Chavo del Ocho would come onto the small black and white TV in the tiny living room at exactly 7 p.m., and the entire family would be gathered around it. She knew it wouldn't be quiet, considering her mom had just given birth to her 11th sibling, Tati, and she had to share babysitting responsibilities with her sisters. Nonetheless, Ari was excited, looking forward to the delicious cookies she had stashed in her drawer and she saved specifically for that night's show. Boo! Ari jumped, startled by the loud, familiar voice she knew to be her older brother, interrupting her daydream. Alberto grabbed Ari's hand and dragged her close behind as he rushed south, following the train tracks towards their 13-year-old brother, Saul, who was waiting at home. He, along with the rest of the siblings, traded off responsibilities like batons. Every day, Saul would help Mom make fresh tortillas de harina to sell the next day by the train tracks. Alberto would then come home from school and take over. Not only did they trade duties, but they traded clothes and shoes as well. That is why it was so important for Albert to get home. In order for his brother to wear shoes to school that day, he had to get there quick. Their small legs had become toned due to the daily 2-mile run and their routine ingrained into their character. So the reason that I wrote this story was I did an interview with my mom, and the little girl in this story, Ari, is actually my mom. So when I interviewed her and found out about her past, it was really touching to me to see all the sacrifices that she made and her parents made for me to be here today. So I would like all of you to think about where you are today And whoever has influenced your life in a positive way, ask them about their past, because when someone asks you about your story, you're going to want to tell them. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm actually going to invite Miguel back up because Miguel has also offered to read an excerpt from his piece. Thank you, Miguel.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I actually made a mistake and entered the creative writing with my essay. So my essay actually got third place here. But the name of this essay is A Mother's Voice, My Story of Remorse and Redemption. Quick backstory. It took place over 3 periods of my life, and the majority of it was 31 years that I did in prison. Eventually, I tried to repair the burnt bridges I'd left in my wake. Most of them had been washed away years earlier by the topography of my life, which had changed so drastically that the far side of those rivers were no longer visible. Those bridges were beyond repair. In fact, I only succeeded in repairing one bridge out of all the thousands. Yet a single bridge to walk upon allows for a journey to begin. When I tried to repair my mother's bridge and make amends, I ran into a problem. She had vanished off my life's map. I had no family members who were desirous of helping me to locate her. Their bridges were forever lost to me, and I was in prison, cut off from the technology that would help me locate her. Their bridges were forever lost to me. Oh, I read that. Truly alone, and so many years later, on a cloudy day, I was called to go see my staff counselor at the prison. In a voice, careful yet tender, she informed me that my mother's doctor wished to speak with me. Immediately, I was filled with trepidation and concern at this news. What her doctor told me was not good. My mother had gone into a coma. Her organs had shut down. Her condition was a direct result of her heavy alcohol and now prescription drug abuse. He felt that on a life support, she might have 3 to 6 months of existence left. I noticed that he did not say 3 to 6 months of life left. My mother, despite our estrangement, had chosen me to be her executor of her do not resuscitate order. I was the one person she trusted to make this decision for her. I would like to jump forward a little bit here. After I made the decision to disconnect her, I went back to my cell and I cried. And then a voice came to me. At first I did not recognize it, but it came as a distinct memory of when I was 8 years old. Mom had been standing at the kitchen window with a clear view of her father, my grandfather, as he reached into the back of his pickup truck. I had been playing monkey in the middle or keep away with the high school boys who were my neighbors. They were really cool, and I wanted them to like and accept me as a tough guy. But Nana, my mom's mother, had told me I was not to play with them, that I would get hurt because they played rough. To this day, I can still recall how perfectly I faked out the first brother, then changed directions to tackle the second one. But I made a slight miscalculation in my approach and tackled the water meter instead. Crisp, crunch, bone snapping, arm shaped like a V. I felt no pain, only wonderment at how strange the angle of my arm was. There was a beauty to the jagged, bloody bone protruding from my skin. I walked home quietly, gazing at the wonder that was my arm. I did not see the danger as it came quick as lightning. The 4-foot length of a 2x4 that my grandfather cracked across my ass. Sirens and flashing lights of pain, sudden, quick, without mercy. Maybe now you'll listen to your Nana when she tells you not to do something, said my grandfather. Suddenly all the pain that was my arm came rushing in like a tsunami filled with rage. I hurt, I cried. It was hours later that my mother would give me that life lesson which I had been hearing after she passed away. When I was little, she would tell me these words, and I never understood them until the end of her life. When I did not get my way and was upset, she would say them. When I was angry and acting out, she would say them. These were the words she was communicating to me right there and then across the last divide. And finally I understood what she had been trying to teach me. These were the words of that lesson. Michael, life is not complicated or hard. In life, there are only ever two choices given for any situation or thing. What you choose to do will determine who you will become. You can be bitter or better. That's it. It's as simple as that. It was at that precise moment that I finally understood her words and the lesson. It was at that moment that I dedicated the rest of my life to becoming the best man I could possibly be. It was at that moment that I found my redemption. Thank you, one and all, for being here.
Those were beautiful pieces. Can we give both of them a round of applause? Your piece inspires me to be better, so thank you. So our next category is the essay category, and I see we have some of our writing faculty here. So, in third place in the essay category, again, receiving a 6-credit scholarship, is Catarina Valenzuela. Is Catarina here? Congratulations. Congratulations, Catarina. And in second place in the essay category, receiving a 12-credit scholarship, is Lacey Sundal. Here's Lacey. Congratulations. And Lacey is also going to share an excerpt of her essay with us. But we'll do our picture first.
It's an honor to be here, and I really appreciate this opportunity. I'm just going to read a little excerpt about my essay. About my roots. These are the memories that percolate in my mind. One person in my past gave me strength and morals, my grandfather, the man I admire. His spirit is here. Born in Mexico, he lived in poverty. Walking by a box of peanut brittle, when walking home from school one day, he thanked God for feeding his family. He did not go to school past 6th grade, but he did come to America. He started a little mom and pop shop on a corner and had 9 kids. We lived on the poor side of town, and he never denied someone in need. He sent me to make sandwiches for hungry people. I saw him twice take the coat off his back to give to someone who was in need of one at that moment. We lived in Wyoming. It was really cold there. He never denied anybody. He had the heart of a saint, and I want to help people because his kindness is in my blood. I want to be true to my roots and make my grandfather proud of the woman it's taken so long to become, a few decades. Saving lives is in my soul. I'm fortunate to start the nursing program at Pima in August. Through my current challenges of a sometimes disabling disease, sometimes I can't walk, I'm now hyper-motivated to help other people too. I will seek the gem in the rough. Every person is a gem. With a little love and care, the dirt will disappear and reveal a brilliant, shiny gem who was always worthy of kindness, unconditional love, and unending support. I will always look for the forgotten gem tumbling in the rough. Thank you.
These are incredible pieces. They're just, we got to get these published. Okay, so now we're to our first place winner in the essay contest. And just a reminder, our first place winner receives a 30-credit scholarship for next academic year. And our first place winner in the essay category is Abril Saldivar. Yes, Saldivar. I'm sorry. Are you here? So we'll make sure that we send Abril the certificate. Okay, so our next category, and I see that we have some of our distinguished art faculty here as well. So now we're moving on to the visual arts. And our third place winner of the visual arts category for our scholarship, which is a 6-credit scholarship for next academic year, is Catarina Valenzuela. Is Catarina here? All right. Oh, I'm sorry, Catarina. I read from the wrong category. I apologize, because you already won the essay. I was reading from the essay. So now that I've got some suspense, the winner is Rose Facian. Is Rose here? Well, I guess that was anticlimactic. Yeah. So I apologize for that. Do we have Rose's piece?
Yes, we do.
Oh, good. So here is Rose's piece. Bara. Okay, so our second place winner, and if you recall, our second place winner receives a 12-credit scholarship, and our second place winner is Adrianna Baja. Congratulations, Adrianna. And Adrianna is going to share her piece with us and talk a little bit about it.
Hi, so this is my piece here, done with acrylic, had some detailed 3D work going on. Something that inspired me to create this, I have been working on this a really long time, and I just had the basics of it, just a form, and I didn't really know what to do with it. When I heard about this scholarship, it kind of inspired me to finish it, so I'm really grateful for this. And I wasn't expecting at all to win, but I'm glad I'm here. Thank you.
Oh, here's your certificate. And now it's time to announce our first place winner in the visual arts category for a 30-credit scholarship for the next academic year. And our first place winner is Jessica Moreno. Jessica, come on up. And Jessica is going to describe her piece as well.
So I think instead of describing it, I'm just going to read the description I wrote for it. So it's, in my life, my nana and tata taught me that gratitude is of the highest forms of thought, to never talk more than listen, and to show generosity as a natural outward expression. More importantly, they did not give me what they did not have. I was taught what they did not know. The submission, titled Rosas, is of my grandparents. The reference photo was taken in 1970. This bold and preeminent photo was a pinpoint in time my grandparents nor I could ever be aware of. Newlyweds and newly acquainted to the United States of America, their long lives together had just started. 50 years later, I'm lucky enough to hear their stories, to learn their words, and to and to wear my heritage with pride. I've chosen to replicate this photo that has always been so special to me because it was the very beginning of something so profound. My grandparents experienced hardship in unison and learned from it. Starting from scratch in a new country, working tirelessly with no protest, I am prosperous enough to live the life that I live because of the decisions my grandparents made in the past. In my life, I'd like to be the flower that blooms from the seeds they've planted. Every choice they've made for their family and I, 50 years later, to show gratitude through the, I'm sorry, I'm getting such a good. 50 years later, I get to show my gratitude through the time spent on this piece, which I couldn't have done without their wisdom.
Thank you very much. And so that concludes that category. And now we have a special category, which is you, the People's Choice. So the winner of the People's Choice Award, you spoke, you voted, and the winner is Alicia Garcia for her beautiful work here. Come on up here, Alicia. And Alicia will receive a 3-credit scholarship for this People's Choice. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Alicia. I want to pronounce your name right. Yay, congratulations, People's Choice. Thank you. Congratulations, Alicia. And our final award that we're going to give out today is the Ethnic, Gender, and Transborder Studies Scholarship Award. And this award is being given to Emily Brigham. Where's Emily? Brigham. I'm sorry. Emily Brigham. And Emily is 21 years old, and she was born in Tucson, Arizona, and then began attending Pima Community College during the fall semester of 2017. She's studying liberal arts with a concentration in ethnic, gender, and transborder studies. She plans to transfer to the University of Arizona during the spring semester of next year to pursue a bachelor's degree in gender and women's studies and then a graduate degree in library science. Her career goal is to be a librarian and to hopefully one day live on a farm. Well, maybe you can be a librarian at Pima Community College. And her interests includes identity politics, queer and feminist theory, and social constructions. And she also has an affinity for houseplants and for dogs. It's the same affinities as me. Emily, come on up. And she's getting the Maya Maíz Roots of Raza Studies 4th Annual Ethnic, Gender, and Transborder Studies Summit Scholarship. Congratulations. Congratulations.
picture.
Hi, everyone. Before I started attending Pima, I was very worried about going to college. I didn't do very well in high school, and I thought I would do similarly here. I expected my classes to be boring and thought that I would not be able to succeed. I can now happily say that I was wrong, and it is thanks to the folks at the EGTS department. Because of them, I have been able to take classes about topics that actually interest me, like the gender binary and racial stratification. In these classes, I have read essays and books that have changed and broadened my everyday way of thinking, like Audre Lorde's Master's Tools essay and Gloria Anzaldua's Borderlands La Frontera. The professors I have met from these classes have gone out of their way to create a comfortable environment for students of all different backgrounds and identities. They have created a place where students feel safe to talk about their opinions and experiences regarding topics that otherwise go unspoken, like gender, class, and race. The people from the EGTS department have been the ones that have helped me the most to succeed at Pima and go on to the university, like Dr. James Hernandez, who called me into her office to talk to me one-on-one about my academic plans after she had noticed I had mentioned my interests in gender and women's studies. She told me about the EGTS concentration and even introduced me to the head of the Gender and Women's Studies department at the U of A. If it were not for her, I would not have received the scholarship or have even known my concentration existed. I would like to thank her and the rest of the people at the EGTS department who work so hard to educate students about such important issues. In times like these, it can be easy to think that we are moving backwards. Our political and social climate seems to be one particularly full of hate. Education is an incredibly useful tool to combat this. It is through departments and programs like this one that we can work towards creating a society that is equal and fair. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you so much for being such a fabulous, outstanding student. And all of our other student contestants and awardees, let's give them one round of applause for all their hard work, their tenacity, their persistence, their creativity, and their love for humanity. I just want to call your attention to the award that Emily got, the EGTS Scholarship. It's one that we created out of fundraising, like the fundraiser we're having today with the t-shirts and the posters and all of that. We raised the money in order to give this particular scholarship, and there's more about it on this sheet in your packet, which is about our department and the courses that we're offering in the fall through the department, but it also has an announcement about the scholarship. We're having our second. Emily got the very first one last year. And yes, and it tells you about eligibility, and the deadline for this one is May 31st, so please tell your students about it. You don't have to be declared in the concentration, you just have to have taken 6 credits in any of the disciplines. Although if you do declare a concentration, you get you get like an extra point, right, towards the formula, something like that. So this is in your packet. Finally, a quick shout out. Is Felipe Molina here? Hello, okay, wonderful. So I want to just close. Felipe Molina is here to help us close this amazing day that we've had. Very emotional, very mind-blowing, mind-bending, mind-challenging, and heart-fulfilling. And to thank, again, all of you for being here and the incredible amount of effort and work that comes from so many people to put an event like this together that we started back in December in collaborating with the University of Arizona, ASU, and even TUSD, because I think maybe you all know, or if you don't, we're one of 4 to 5 day conference that's going on in Phoenix and Tucson of the Maya Maiz Roots of Raza Studies. It's the first collaboration of its kind, and it's been an amazing experience. There's been so many people at Pima involved with this. Ricardo of the International Office and your amazing staff, Yvonne, who's just, terrific. I can see why you say she really runs the office. And Daisy. And I also want to make sure that we thank someone who has worked really hard, not only this summit, but every summit. She's incredibly dedicated and puts in long hours. She was here last night until almost midnight, and that's just one of many examples. And that is to thank Yolanda Gonzalez. Where are you, Yolanda? Yolanda, where are you? Is she here? She disappeared. She's off working, so wait, come on in. Yolanda Gonzalez. Yolanda Gonzalez is the program coordinator for the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, which is headed up by Ilda Ladner, who I introduced earlier. So thank you for all your dedication, because we know that it comes from your heart, and that's why you give so much, is because you truly believe in the students, in the community, and the mission of the college. So thank you, Yolanda. You're incredible. Yes. Yes, which is why she didn't get one this year, because she already got one before. And to the many faculty, Marcos Trujillo, Rosalia Solorzano, faculty emerita, Guy Sinise, who's adjunct faculty, Dr. Sherry Stewart of AIS, who was here earlier, Susana Sepulveda, Cecilia Lewis, who was here, Kathy Gastelum from MAS. Who else am I missing? I know I'm missing people. Brooke Anderson, I mentioned, Ricardo. Yes, you weren't here when we recognized them earlier, Ricardo. But yes, thank you, colleagues. Yeah, anyway. So yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here from Sonora. From La Salle. And Sarah Loden, one of our alumni, Pima alumni, who's getting her doctorate soon from University of Maine Anthropology. So we have many reasons to celebrate all of our hard work. And Bardo Padilla back there, and also in Spanish, but also MAS and aviation, a jack of all trades. So thank you all. Mr. Molina, would you prefer to come up here? Okay, so we've asked Mr. Molina to come up and give us and help us to close this amazing day. So we're very appreciative for your presence. Thank you for being here.
So I will be greeting you in Yoeme, our language, Yoeme Noki. Abe liosim tanya u kechemalya achalim ayem zimiota tia. Haise mani yan imtata kohak te na hune yan kabe koko hani twasitu ine. So God bless you all, gentlemen, ladies. And how are you doing this moment when the sun is blazing in the sky or in space? We always recognize the sun. It's part of our culture. And we have songs about the sun in the morning when we have our ceremonies. So the blessing I would like to do is, we have been Christians in the 1600s. Father or Jesuit priests, Perez de Rivas and Tomas Basilio came into our land in Sonora to bring the Christian religion. So our religion is with the ancient ways, ancient spirituality, and also with the Christian Catholic ways that we have. So our ceremonies, if you had a chance to go see the Easter ceremonies, had both the ancient way and the new ways that we have here in Arizona and in Sonora. But listening to all of you talking about your grandparents, your family, and other people that that you're grateful for, I am grateful also to my grandparents. They were growing up in a time where there's so much turmoil going on in Sonora. Well, not just Sonora, but all of Mexico. And then there was attempted genocide against our people by the Porfirio Diaz administration. So going all through that, they came into Arizona, had children here, and I'm their grandson, but we didn't speak Spanish or English, only our language. So when I went to school, we were put in 1C. That was way back in the 50s. People that didn't speak English were put in that class. But in 2 years, I just learned English so fast, so they were trying to put me in high grades. But I'm grateful to the teachers that helped us, get to that point. And like here, you have so many teachers that are helping you with issues that you have, social justice and so on. So as you're talking, I was thinking about it last night too. My grandmother's aunt, who is my great aunt, was taken to Yucatan because the Maya people were here from Yucatan, I think. And she was deported to Yucatan by the government, but she walked back to Sonora, back to her homeland, where our ancestors are from. Huibisin, Pueblo, we call it. But anyway, even during that life, they managed to keep the language, our culture, and then taught us. And then I'm doing the same thing now. As I'm getting older, I'm working with, that's why I couldn't attend any of the sessions that you had here, or not at the U of A. I did a blessing over there, and we sang over there for them. But I'm grateful to them, all the elders that, managed to keep this tradition. And then now I'm writing about it, books about our culture. And now I'm teaching the students to learn more and then pass it on to the generation. So one project that the Pascua Yaqui tribe has now is they're interviewing elders so that they can record that and give it to the coming generations 100 years from now, they say. So with that, I would like to have you stand up. Then I'm going to say the Our Father in our language, which was brought over by those Jesuit priests of long ago. Ito machay teko katekame, te teche was yoriwa. Ito yepsane yaurawa, vale po imbuya po manteka pangame. Machuki tombaneo yanit mamika ite palutia. Katu isi tombutelo huena kuchi, apo empesuta maniene. Niaveleki hibe tomachay tamampotao, tom ay tamampotao. Sime wa santora, sime wa amhelesim namampotao. Thank you. Now you can shake whoever's close to you. This is a very traditional way when we end our ceremonies. You can shake your hand, thanking them to being here, providing all the knowledge. In our ceremonies, when we finish the ceremony, we stand in a circle. This is almost like a circle, but it's like a big old circle. And all the participants, all the dancers, musicians, they will shake the hands of the people 3 times. Because our ancient culture, we had the sacred number was 4. And now we have 3. Can anybody tell me why? The Holy Trinity. But back then, before the Spanish came, before the missionaries came, they would say we had 4 rain songs, 4 mountain lion songs to bring blessings to this world. And I know that some of the students mentioned, that we need to have this world be more save our environment and so on, which is good. And that's what our dear songs teach us. So one song that I'm not going to, well, maybe I can sing it, but usually we have instruments that allow us to bring the knowledge to the people that are, are good. Mm-hmm. So do you see the circle? Everybody's connected. And in Yoeme culture, we always go counterclockwise and we shake our hands. But you're not going to do it because this, is hard for you, but it's always 3 times. And then at the end, if there's a special ceremony, and it's something like baptism, weddings, or death, they become compadres and comadres. That's what we say. Now you're my compadre, you're my comadre. Now we're going to respect each other from this point on. If you see me walking down the street, you will greet me, you will shake my hands, and so on. It is like that. Our life, the majority of our people are very respectful. That's one of the things that we have a traditional word called yoriwa, meaning respecting one another. And not just human beings, but animals also, and plants also. Today I taught a class and they were talking about the depletion of the natural world, and many of the students had good things to say. That people are, not really looking at the environment. They're destroying the saguaros, destroying the plants out there, and also the animals. So we have to be very careful what we do as we go out into the desert. Okay, so I'm going to sing a song for you, and this is a morning song between 11 and 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's an anticipation of the sun coming up the next day. Embosewa yo huya aniwa, embo yo huya aniwa, vaiwa sola voyoka. Embo yo huya aniwa, vaiwa sola voka huya aniwa. Embosewa yo huya aniwa, embo yo huya aniwa, vaiwa sola voyoka. Embo yo huya aniwa, vaiwa sola voka huya aniwa. Ayamantu seye wailohu yatanai zukuni senuyo machi heka make uyo isivoka huya aniwa emboyo huya aniwa vaiwa sola voka huya aniwa. Okay, this song is saying, you are enchanted flower world. You are aligned with see-through freshness. When the flower wind comes from the east, we can see that, and we are happy to see you. And that is the animal deer talking to us, saying this is what happens in the morning. If you go and walk in the morning towards the sun before it rises, then you see the flower wind, the machi waheka, the dawn wind. And so my grandmother would always say, get up in the morning before sunrise and walk to the east. As you're walking, you will feel the breeze on your body, your face, and so on. So it's cleansing you. It is purifying you, and so you will have a clean mind, clear mind, so that you can work on the task that you have to do for the day. And there's a very traditional way of looking at life, the sun, the universe, and so on. So like I said, I'm very grateful to them. And one teaching that my grandfather taught me, I don't know if you saw me take off my hat to talk to you. And if you look back there, my hat is like a basket. Whenever we put down the hat, it has to be in this fashion. And the young people that we see, they put it like this. So we as elders, we tell them, put it like this. Because grandfather said, flowers from heaven are coming and filling up your hat. But they're spiritual flowers. So when you put on your hat, those flowers purify your body and they bless your body so that you can be well. And so we did this to young people so they can have a good outlook on life and be happy every day. So that much. Thank you so much and have a wonderful weekend. Mm-hmm.